money, and to play in them all, it's, it can be really, really costly. So satellites and the smaller mini tournaments is a great way to grind it out, especially if you're on limited funds.
Yeah, and you could be playing for a big slice of bread. We're talking 1.36 million to the winner. And a reminder that the next player out, whoever finishes 8th, will get 119,000 euros for their efforts. Big money at the final table this year.
That's the trend. I mean, that's what we saw last year on the EPT, and I guesstimate that you're going to see bigger and bigger numbers at all the stops again on the EPT.
I mean, there were some people who had the theory that with the buy-in this year going up to 8,000 euros that we might see a slight shrinkage in the field, but we didn't. We saw it go up to 619 players.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot more interest. The first couple of years EPT, there were smaller buy-ins. Now that they're raised, they've also attracted a different group of players. Players like Scotty Wynn showed up. A lot more Americans are taking notice of the fact that poker in Europe is really growing.
Action has been folded around.
We're going to keep folding all the way around to the small
blind, and Finton Gavin is going to give Sebastian Ruthenberg a walk.
Give the walk over to Sebastian.
Habel from Germany says, Daniel, I've heard some things about a new season of high-stakes poker. Do you know anything? Are they going to have you on again?
I do know something. I know something about a few things, but I'm not. No, I was going to say I'm not telling. No, actually, I'm planning on playing in another Poker After Dark. One will be a cash game format. One will be actual sit and go. Then I'll also be playing the high-stakes poker when we film it, which should be right around that same time when I go back to Las Vegas. And so it looks like it's a go. And I don't know the exact dates that it'll air, because it usually takes some turnaround time, a couple months at least. But it's back on. They've picked it up again, which is good, because I know a lot of people like to watch that show.
Be very aware. I'd recommend check, but you can do what you want.
He's going to fold the Dren.
So the initial raise has come from Martin Nielsen.
Dren's going to play this time. He's going to raise to 82,000.
Oh no, apologies. Martin's in the big blind. It's a early position raise from Dren.
So we've seen, once again, a small raise. We went from 95, now just 82,000. That's essentially a min raise. And before you laugh about min raises, you'll see later tonight if you watch the W Coupe, I will be min raising every hand heads up. Min raising is not a sin, as some may say. Especially if he's doing it from early position. People give him credit anyway. Then he may have a really big hand in one action, or he may just want to steal it cheaper.
I'm going to give you a slogan, Daniel, and you're welcome to use this. Min is not a sin.
Min is not a sin. People laugh at me when I play online and I min raise. They laugh. They're like, I heard on this training site that's what fish and suckers do. I'm like, well, the site was wrong. Okay. As long as you understand why you're min raising and you have a plan, there's certainly some situations where it makes a lot of sense.
Well, Jason Mercier is thinking about this minimum raise. He's clearly got some kind of decision to make.
What Jason's thinking here is, can I get him off the hand possibly?
It's not enough of a raise for Jason. He's going to re-raise all in.
Jason's going to ship all 447,000 in. The question is now, was that $82,000 raise an attempt to steal it cheap, or was it inviting someone to come over the top? And we'll know really quickly. We'll know really quickly.
Martin Nielsen in the big blind.
Martin
he wants a count.
57.
He's not calling, though. He wants a count.
Or 447.
I'll make you a bet. I'll bet he doesn't call.
I'm not going to take it, because I think you're right.
Yeah. I don't think he's calling.
Jason's all in is 447,000.
The only way I could see him taking this much time and then calling is if he's really trying to do some Hollywood and really trying to suck the other player in with ace or kings. Otherwise, I just don't see him making a call here with two tens or 2 9s, or even ace king would be a stretch, actually. I certainly wouldn't call with any of those hands in this situation. You still don't know with that $82,000 bet, man. Again, it could mean massive strength or a steal. Wow!
I should have taken the bet, Daniel.
You sucker. Wow, let's see.
2 red 10s.
He does have 10s.
Jason has a 6 of spades and the 6 of hearts.
Wow.
6s against 10s.
Yeah, that's a good call. I wouldn't have made that
All right,
call.
Martin has 2 10s. He's in the lead.
Jason Mercier
Jason
needs
is all in
to
with
get
2
very lucky
6s.
here.
Let's see the flop.
I
please.
can't blame Jason for making that play. He was short on chips, was looking to attack, and he had, of course, the raise and all the blinds out
Flop
there.
comes ace, queen, deuce, rainbow.
He certainly couldn't just
Jason's
call with
still gonna need a
sixes.
6 to survive here on the turn of the river.
Jason
Let's
needs a
see the-
6, and he needs it fast. 2 cards to come.
Pretty unlucky to run into a hand. It
We've
looked
got an
like
ace of clubs,
he would have won this if he
queen
didn't
of
run into
hearts, and
10.
deuce of diamonds on the flop. 2 10s for Martin are still in the lead.
And then for the 10s to call,
2
it's a
6s
risky
for
play.
Jason. Let's see the turn card, please.
Turn card. It's a 6! He's hit tricks on the turn.
See, that's why you don't call with 10s.
He's got
See,
3
told you.
6s for Jason in the lead now.
Brutal.
Martin Nielsen looking for a 10 on the river, or Jason Mercier doubles up.
10 on the river, and Jason's going to double through.
Well, I can
Let's see that
guarantee you the
river
rest of the table's not happy about that card.
River is the deuce to give
It's a
Jason
deuce, a full house for Jason Mercier, and he'll smile.
Well, he's almost at $1 million now. This is a huge swing, Billy. He won an ante before, got up to 447,000.
Sorry, Dusty.
He's going to be right at about $1 million in chips, and all of a sudden, a real threat once again to take this title. He's obviously a very aggressive player, and I'm sure that his opponents understand that.
What an incredible hand.
Well, it's tough, you know, it's really unlucky to make the call with 10s there. Again, like I said, a very risky call. And then to be right, to be so right, to have your opponent 4-1, and to lose $1 million pot there. Pretty unlucky.
Well, as Jason Mercier pulls in those chips, bringing him up to over $1 million, you're going to love this email from Steve in the UK, Daniel. He says, I sent Mr. Negreanu 2 cents a few minutes ago, and I'm about to bubble in a $5 tournament. Please warn everyone, these transfers do not work.
Good. Tell
Myth
everyone,
busted.
they do not work.
He says, either that or I just suck.
Well, yeah, until we got down to 9.
And here's the moment that 6 came down on the turn. A huge scream of delight from the crowd, the supporters of Jason Mercier,
I was
and a look of
practicing my 8th
disbelief
place speech in my head.
from Martin Nielsen.
All right, we're going to start off with Dren under the gun now.
Well, that's just, you know, that just changed things immensely
He's
right
going to
now.
pass over to Jason.
He's third in chips. Jason is with just, there's barely 100,000 separating him from the chip lead at this point.
He and Samuel are going to pass over to Daniele.
He's all of a sudden become my pick.
Well, he was my pick at the start of the day, although I feared doing that in the sense that,
He was so short on chips.
no, it's that I inevitably jinx people.
Oh, do you?
I have a
You're
habit
that
of doing
guy?
that. Well, that's what commentators do. They pick someone and they go on and lose. But I knew, having seen Mercier play a short stack in San Remo, having seen how he fought through that field with a short stack, I knew that that wasn't going to be a major disadvantage to him.
Well, knowing that he has won, he did win in San Remo, like you said, and he's had some good results since. Seems to be a really sharp kid. And talked to him actually right before the final table. He's on the same floor as I was, and seemed awake.
Sebastian shows ace-10 of spades.
Sebastian Ruthenberg raising and taking it. Martin Nielsen doing that classic thing, having suffered a bad beat, just needs to stand up for a second and clear his head. Don't overthink it. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't control situations like that. But we've all been there, and we all stew about it for hours on end.
That's Sam's friend.
Right, and the truth is, he's really not out of it. He's right in the situation that Jason Mercier was. So, you know, he got lucky and won, and there's no reason why he can't come back from 450.
Smile, Daniel, you're on candid camera. Behind the scenes at EPT Live.
I can't high-five
You can see all the different languages that we're broadcasting in, plus the production team working their fingers to the bone.
Yeah.
Of course, one of the players at our final table is Belgian World Series bracelet winner Davide Katai. Another player from Belgium, Scott, says, Daniel, have you ever played with Davide?
Can't say that I have. Nope. Sorry. I'm pretty new to the EPT, so a lot of these guys I've had very little. I haven't made it deep enough yet to play with enough of these guys.
You will. You will.
Yeah, I think I will. I actually played great in this event.
You know what the problem is, don't you? Every time an EPT event begins, you're my pick.
Is that right?
I'm jinxing you from day one.
You know what? It's fine. Actually, I felt great about the way that I played, and I know I didn't make a mistake. It just wasn't meant to be, but I'm focused harder on this event than I have in a very, very long time. So that was exciting.
Over to Dren in the big blinds.
Yeah. Sometimes you can go through a tournament and just go through the motions and play by the book, And in the past event that I played before, that's exactly what I did. Just played by my book, essentially, and got down to 60 players. In this one, I really focused on every opponent, picked up tails really